Hey guys, I'm David. This is my brother Paul, and today we're going to talk about 3 things that Paul has learned since he started losing his hair and since founding Lock Lab together with my brother Mark. So the 3 of us founded Lock Lab as a company together. Paul's been talking to thousands of guys since then about hair loss and just been doing tons of research because he has to reply, or he does reply, to all of the comments on all of our ads. So people have lots of questions and some pretty wild comments, and so Paul does all the replies, and he just does a great job of sharing different studies and things and trying to share the most helpful information as possible. So what are 3 things that you've learned, Paul, that you think are important for other people to know?
Yeah, so the first thing is that there's a massive scare campaign online. I think it stems from a lot of reasons. It's possibly guys who are balding, who are like bitter about it, who kind of don't want there to be something that can fix your hair. It's possibly guys who attribute some of the medical issues they have in their life to like something that seems easy to attribute it to, which is like, oh, I started taking this pill, so maybe that's the problem. And basically, this is created for whatever reason, a massive scare campaign online where when you Google these very safe medications, you find this crazy list of things that is actually not true, and it's not clinically proven that any of these side effects are real, but you still see this list of side effects. It also, as Steve says, it gets like clicks. So a news website, you'll be like, wow, a news website talked about this. They didn't do any research, it just gets clicks. It's like, oh, hair loss drug causes massive impotence or something. It's just, it's ridiculous. But so basically it's been interesting reading so many clinical studies and doing so much like research on every aspect of hair loss medication and realizing that most of the information that guys hear is actual BS. It doesn't correlate to actual research.
So what will be the next thing? So that's number 1.
Yeah, as far as like things I've learned about this medication that I feel like everyone should know, I feel like the second thing is how this should not be a taboo in like the male population to be on this. And Lock Lab should not even be in business because this should have been so popular 20 years ago when this stuff was like first available. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but should I say it differently? I don't know. But basically, it's amazing that we're able to start this company because every guy should already be on this medication. Because if your dad's balding or bald, your uncle, like your grandfather, if you have male pattern baldness in your family, it should be a normal part of adult life for guys to take this super safe medication that just makes them not lose their hair. And I think among like wealthier people, like people who are in the public eye, it is completely normal. Like everyone is just popping this pill or keeping their hair forever.
Yeah, it's like you rarely see like famous actors and musicians and things like that are going bald these days. It's so rare because I think most of them just go, yeah, I'll just get on this medication and I won't lose my hair. You know, versus in the 80s, tons of huge 70s and 80s artists were going bald all the time. Billy Joel, James Taylor, Bruce Willis, you know, just like it goes on and on.
And it's kind of an amazing wake-up call when you realize that there's no reason to be going bald anymore. And it's like really easy to keep your hair if you want to. Every guy I know wants to. And I think being honest with yourself that you want to keep your hair is one of the first steps. Just like that being okay. That, like I want to maintain the way I look right now. I don't want to like drastically alter my appearance. So, which is what going bald it does to you.
Yeah. What would be the third thing?
The third big thing I've learned is that the sprays and the foams that you see advertised, they don't work for 50 to 60% of guys who don't have enough of the enzyme to actually convert minoxidil into its active form. You want minoxidil to be absorbed like into your like bloodstream, into your body. And so to try to get it like through the different layers of your skin, like in your scalp. First of all, the commercials you see where people just spray and then they're on their way, like that's not a thing. Like you have to rub it into actually the scalp. Being on the hair is useless. The spray is not a great way to make this medication work, but it is a great way to sell something to people because it looks really easy.
Sense, yeah, because the dropper, they give you the dropper too, but the dropper just looks so kind of tricky, you know, to use. So it seems better to spray.
Yeah, because it is tricky to actually, you have to get it into a specific spot and then you try to rub it in and then you just like pray that you're like in the 40% of men who can actually convert this into its active form and it actually helps you.
I know, I saw a massive difference when I was using topical versus oral minoxidil. Yeah,
it's huge. Yeah, it gives these medications a bad name because you have maybe a friend who's tried the spray, they just sprayed it on, they walked away, they're like, oh, this didn't work. I guess this medication is totally BS and it's snake oil. And it's actually just because this is the improper way to actually be using this medication. So that's been a huge wake-up call.